So moving over into quarterback. Quarterback is probably the hardest one for me because I think it's pretty clear cut. You might have some guys inside and out of order depending on where you put a Kirk Cousins, where you put a Derek Carr in relation to maybe like a Jalen Hurts or guys like that. But I feel like there's about 12 quarterbacks, and then once they're gone, there's one or two guys that you might be able to see that vault in this year. I only have one quarterback that I think could vault into QB1 territory that's not considered that right now.
Who is it? Maybe it's just agreeing on what I have here.
I mean,
the poster boy here?
It's the only guy that I have on the quarterback list, and that's Trey Lance. Trey Lance is unproven, right? But he's stepping into a situation with a really good supporting cast, a good offensive line, and a clear-cut front office that's completely buying in on him.
Yep.
They're letting go a guy that's taken them to A, a Super Bowl in the past, and B, deep into the playoffs multiple times. His win percentage is out of this world for a guy that plays quarterback the way he does. Mm-hmm. Let's just agree to that.
That's true.
Trey Lance has such better physical tools, and at the very worst, even if he's not a great passer, if he's Jimmy Garoppolo across the board passing stats, he's going to probably add about 600 rush yards and about 8 rushing touchdowns to the mix. So I just can't see anything worse than what Jalen Hurts is capable of doing in Philly out of Trey Lance this year in San Fran.
I got two guys that I think, I didn't look where they were being drafted, and I should have. I did that with the running backs and receivers. I didn't do that with the quarterbacks because everybody picks quarterbacks over
bet you
time.
have Zach Wilson on there.
I do not have Zach Wilson on here. I have Tua.
Tua is a guy that I considered.
I think that the weapons they provided him with down there, it's almost impossible to fail unless he sucks at quarterback. You know what I mean? Like he's got a lot of guys. Waddle came out of like a barnstormer last year, and then you add Tyreek Hill, and Gesicki's been the guy down there for a couple years now. So like they have weapons down there. They ship off Devontae Parker, but again, you replace him with Tyreek Hill, so it's not like that's not a.
I think
Miami's
going to be as crazy as it sounds. They have a fucking loaded running back room, but no one.
Well, I got somebody at the running back room,
stands
actually.
out.
I'll tell you who stands
to
out.
me, only because of the way that their coach uses guys. I think he's coming from the San Francisco system where they're going to revolve that door at running back, so that's going to be a nightmare.
Could be. I mean, people probably high on him, but maybe not. But Jameis Winston, because. A guy like him, last year, you saw what he could do, right? And then he unfortunately gets hurt, and then the rest is history with the Saints. They draft a receiver. They add, Michael Thomas is apparently back. And when I say back, I mean he must be healthy. We don't know what he's going to do, but remember, guys, it's not like Michael Thomas wasn't one of the best receivers in football when he was going. He was going. Like when he was going, he was going. So imagine adding somebody like Olave over the top and a Michael Thomas underneath, and the guys that most of those guys they're bringing back who stepped up last year when Thomas was down, they're still all there. So it's up to Jameis to. I'm not saying that off the ACL he's going to be some kind of rushing mogul like your boy Trey Lance, but like I think he's going to put some air under that ball, and I think he's going to let it fly. So I like Jameis Winston to outperform wherever the hell he's getting drafted right now. Would you draft late? Would you draft a Jameis or draft a Tua? Like, are those guys worth a draft selection, or are you going to be like they'll be okay, but they'll be there?
I typically avoid backup quarterbacks unless I don't have a really good starter, and I would typically over a guy like Jameis, who I think will be in and out of free agency all year. I think he's a guy that
he's a streamer.
He'll get dropped and added. I would take a flyer on one of the younger guys that could potentially be a superstar, and we just don't know it yet, with a Zach Wilson or a Trevor Lawrence.